We are going to go over the assignments for week 3 and looking ahead into the later weeks of our class. In the last video, y'all got those resources. I'll be sending those out to you via email also. This week is going to be typical in some senses that we are going to be getting into kind of a new groove of the class where we are having the weekly assignments like the group discussion board and the reading that are due every week, but also now there's a larger assignment that's due. So of course we've got our group discussion board and we've got our readings, and so that'll be very normal. Just continue doing what we've been doing, both readings from both of the textbooks this week. And then of course we've got our assignment that's due, and that is the educational pamphlet. Now, of course, I did talk about this in the syllabus description book, or excuse me, the description video. So you can go back to that for a reference point. But I do just want to remind you that this week and next week's assignment, so the educational pamphlet and the crisis dialogue, do go hand in hand. They are going to, like I said, you're going to pick out a topic, maybe it's suicide or addictions or abuse or divorce or whatnot, anything that would be crisis in nature. Again, I realize crisis and trauma are subjective, but we're going to go for kind of some of those events or things that happen that are normally considered crisis or trauma. So like I said, suicide, abuse, addictions, like an overdose, those sorts of things, natural disaster, school shootings, anything like that. We're going to pick something out. We're going to design a pamphlet that's going to give overview of information. Maybe it's statistics, additional resources, ways to tell if this is something that you or a loved one is dealing with, kind of that what now, those sorts of things. You do have some creativity within this. Of course, we are developing it as a pamphlet. I know this is not professional. It does not need to be professionally done. But do use some amount of creativity. If you are using Word documents, which is what you turn all of your assignments into Blackboard on, there should be some formats that you can either download off of the internet or that Word already has to help you kind of set everything up. So we've got that educational pamphlet, and remember that everything in that pamphlet absolutely needs to be true. So you have to have accurate and appropriate statistics, research, resources. All of that needs to be true. And then we're going to use that as kind of the topic and some of the information as we go into next week's assignment, which is the crisis dialogue, where you will actually come up with a dialogue between you and somebody who's going through that type of crisis, kind of leading them through that initial assessment, how we would refer them out, give them resources, assessing for safety, all of those sorts of things. So these two assignments do go hand in hand, but the educational pamphlet is the one that is due first for this week. That, of course, is due Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. So those are our assignments for the week. Again, as always, I look forward to continuing to get to know you on the group discussion board. And if you have any further questions about the assignment, go back to the syllabus video, or, of course, look at your syllabus. And if there's questions after that, go ahead and email me. We will talk soon. Have a great week.